NATO as an alliance need to be ready for anything, ready for all environments. And it's essential for us to support Norwegian partners, to be able to operate in the Arctic, and that's why we train here so often. Exercise Cold Response is an amazing opportunity for key NATO partners to come together in the most challenging environment of the High North and prepare for contingencies and learn to work together. And what we'll see is a strong maritime task group, task force, air play, and then some land exercises. And we'll see many nations coming together.
Cold Response is a little bit different from other NATO exercises in the region. It's larger than most historical exercises in this part of the world, with 26 countries and over 30,000 troops. The Prince of Wales is the Maritime Component Command flagship, which means that the entirety of the naval operations, including the amphibious portion, is controlled from the Prince of Wales. This year's iteration of Cold Response has been increasingly important given the current unstable global situation with regards to security in different countries around the world, and it demonstrates the continued capability and credibility of NATO forces to work together to respond to any potential future threats against NATO countries.
The UK is making a really strong contribution to Cold Response, I think, this year, with this Cold Response being the very largest for many years. And so we'll be having our Queen Elizabeth class carrier, the Prince of Wales, deploying. On that will be our 2-star Maritime Component Commander, who will act in that role for the exercise. And then I'll also be deploying with my HQ Commando forces on board the landing platform dock HMS Albion, and from that we'll be delivering command of Commando forces who will operate in the littoral and raid ashore against the exercise enemy.
So HMS Albion is here participating in Exercise Cold Response, which is the culmination of a period of winter deployment for the Royal Marines and the Royal Navy in the Arctic and the High North. And really this marks a continuation of training and commitment that the Royal Navy and the Royal Marines have had to this area for over 50 years. So HMS Albion provides I would say, 3 different areas of support to the Royal Marines. The first one is that as the UK's amphibious assault ship, we provide mobility, the ability for the Royal Marines to embark in ourselves in RFA Mounts Bay and to move up and down the coastline and provide that littoral strike into an area of our choosing and away from where the enemy wishes to operate. What we also provide is access to the beaches, and so my responsibility in HMS Albion is ensuring that we can project the commando punch from the ship up the beach and to the back of the beach. And then finally, we provide an ideal command platform, so the ship is configured to support Commando Forces headquarters as they command that battle.
The Marines in the UK are one of 2 very high readiness formations, and we really are the tip of the spear for the conventional UK force. And we take that responsibility really clearly, because we need to exploit the maritime flank. We need to open theatres for others, be out there gaining understanding and intelligence, being ready for crisis, and then ready to contribute to the fight. And that's something that we take seriously every day. And our mantra in the Commando Force headquarters is, don't be late, because we don't want to be late for whatever the nation or our allies needs of us, and we're proud of that. I think the Royal Marines bring a really strong contribution to the NATO alliance. We've specialised for many years in mountain and cold weather warfare, but also we're highly interoperable with our marine partners from the Netherlands in particular, but also from wider across Europe. So what we deliver, I think, is a fully integrated, quite potent, if small force, that hopefully makes a strong contribution to NATO aims and objectives. We're pretty clear what characteristics make a good Marine: courage, determination, unselfishness and cheerfulness in the face of adversity. What we actually need is that people that are ready to commit, ready to serve the nation, ready to accept a high level of training and stretch themselves beyond that which they thought possible. And I'm really proud that we've got a lot of men and women who are willing to do that, make that commitment, take themselves as far and further than they thought they could go, and then be ready in service of the nation and our allies.